This seminar covers the key points to look for when selecting a buck, whether you are looking to improve and retain does in your herd or as a terminal sire. It all starts with the head. The quality of the head indicates the rest of the body. That is why we look for a nice long head, a strong deep jaw, width in the head and muzzle, and a good horn set. The length of head. Look from the base of the horns to the tip of the muzzle. The length of the head will generally indicate the length of the body. In this slide, we can see the lighter red buck has a much longer head than the darker red buck. Looking at the standard buck, we can see he has a short head, and this is reflected in the body that follows, where we have a shorter neck, shorter body, and shorter rump. Depth of jaw. We are looking for a nice, strong, deep jaw. We can see here that the buck on the left has a weak, shallow jaw, whereas the buck on the right has a deep, strong jaw. Width of head. We are looking for good width between the eyes and across the muzzle. This will generally be reflected in the width of the animal throughout the body. Although these bucks appear similar, we can still see that buck number 1 is not as wide in the head or muzzle as buck number 2. Horns. It is desirable for the horns to follow the shape of the head. Picture a crescent moon where the horns are round and continue on from the curve of the head. We are looking for a round, smooth horn, not horns that are flat and sit too high and wide. Number 1 has a good curve of horn, but the horns are sitting a bit tight on the neck, whereas number 2's horns are sitting a little high and wide. The younger buck in number 3 is showing good width between the horns. Number 4's horns could be a little wider at the base and are tending to be a bit flat in shape. Bucks 1 and 2 are showing a good front-on horn profile. The horns flow backwards nicely with good width. Bucks 3, 4 and 5 show a good side profile where the horns follow the curved shape of the head and are not too high or too tight. All these bucks are good examples of what to look for when selecting a buck's head. When we are looking at the head, the essential points are the length of the head, the depth of the jaw, and the width of the head. Ennoblement, which is the curved shape of the head, takes a head with these points from being good to being excellent. Being able to identify a good head will assist you when selecting a quality animal. The front end, otherwise known as the forequarter. We consider in selecting a buck the brisket, the shoulders and neck. The brisket should be deep and wide. From a side profile, we should be able to see a slight protrusion of the brisket in front of the forearm and shoulders. In this diagram, you can see that the animal has a high, shallow and flat brisket. It takes away from the shape of the buck. You want bucks to look heavier in the chest. This animal is starting to look more like a doe. These 4 bucks all have great depth through the chest and brisket. 1 and 2 both have good shoulder sets and a slight protrusion of the brisket. Buck 3, although very correct, is starting to lose the brisket protrusion and become a little flat in the chest. Buck 4 is showing beautiful depth of chest and brisket. We can see the brisket protrusion and also the lovely buck shape, where he is heavier in the front end, but still carries very good muscling in the hindquarter. Shoulders and neck. We want a neck with good length and width that connects smoothly into the shoulders and flows nice and deep into the chest. The shoulders should be strong, wide and well placed. The blue line indicates a good shoulder set with the legs placed correctly underneath the body. With buck 1, we can see the elbows coming away from the chest of the animal, leading to a poor shoulder connection. This animal, although it looks wide, is very shallow in the chest with a high neck connection and is fine in the bone. The other two bucks have strong shoulder connections and well-placed legs. The doe in this picture appears longer than she is because of her shoulder front leg set. The shoulders and legs are too far forward. She has lost her brisket protrusion. The blue line indicates where the shoulders should be located. Masculinity. We are looking for loose, supple skin and pleats. Pleats are the wrinkles on the face and the neck. A well-hooded eye and a masculine shape. These traits should always be present to a degree, but this will also depend on the condition and age of the buck. Mature bucks in good condition should clearly display these traits. These two bucks are visually in the same condition and there is a clear difference. The standard buck lacks the skin and pleats of the red buck and also the hooding over the eyes. All three of these bucks present beautiful, strong, ennobled heads. They have loose, supple skin and pleats and good hooding over the eyes. A masculine body shape should wedge to the front, whereas a feminine body shape should wedge to the back. The easiest way to demonstrate this is imagine if you picked up the buck in the middle, it should always fall forward, and a doe should always fall backwards. In summary, a masculine buck demonstrates loose skin and pleats, hooded eyes, and masculine body shape. The body, otherwise known as the barrel. We're looking for the length, the depth, and the width. Buck 1 is short in body length. Buck 2 lacks depth in the body. Buck 3 has a poor top line, is shallow in the chest, and is wedging the wrong way for a buck. Buck 4 has the best length of all these bucks, but is lacking depth and is weak in the top line. Goats are browsers, not grazers. It is important to allow movement in the shoulders and top line to a degree for functional purposes. This buck's top line is ideal. It is not flat nor weak. This buck also has sufficient body width shown throughout the body. In summary, we are looking for bucks with good body length, good depth, and good width. The back end. For more details on the back end, please watch our video focusing on the back end featured on our Yilden Valley and Valley Boars YouTube channels. In summary, we are looking for a well-muscled back end with good length, width, and depth of muscle, as well as well-fleshed inner and outer thighs. In summary, the key areas to selecting a buck that have been covered in this video are the head, the forequarter, masculinity, the body, and the back end. Buck selection matters. We recommend to get the best buck possible for your budget. Bucks can maximize your financial return and have a significant impact, whether you're improving your breeding herd or using them as a terminal sire. We often see people selecting bucks with the same problems and traits that they already have in their herd. Don't get caught in this trap, as this can limit your herd and impact financial returns. Ask for different viewpoints and consider the strengths and weaknesses of the buck you are selecting. Don't underestimate the importance of using a safe buck. Safe bucks tend to be correct and are of good standard and do not have extreme traits, which can give you a good foundation, help fix problems in the herd, and give good financial return without inviting other issues. Remember, big is not best. The breed standard refers to an ideal goat being an animal that is moderate in size.